now, and we've been waiting for him, and he has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Billy Zane on the phone. Good morning, Mr. Zane. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. J. I'm excellent, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm pretty good. I always feel I have to say Mr. Zane because it just feels, I picture you in my mind, and it feels weird calling you Billy. Like, I don't feel like I have the credibility with you yet to just be like, hey, Billy, Mr. Zane.
I look forward to both of us chipping away and earning that familiarity, you know, both ways. Now, you're Mr. J, so what's your first name, man?
My first name is Jason, hence the J. So
I understand. And your second?
And, yes, my second name, I'm Jason, and then, Brian. You can really...
Jason Brian?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, well, Jason Brian.
Do I sound like a radio guy? Like I have a radio... I have a radio...
You got a radio persona?
Yeah, definitely.
You got a radio voice.
Yeah.
You know, the bumper I did to the station, I put my radio voice on. Did you like that? I dropped it down on... You're listening to the Mr. J or Mr. J show?
I liked it.
Anyway.
I liked it. You did it very, very well. People are very excited about having you on the show here. We've got a lot of people on Facebook and on our text line asking questions and stuff. But first, before we get into this whole, vortex of crazy Billy Zane past and future stuff, let's talk a little bit about The Kill Hole to begin with. The Kill Hole is available on DVD, iTunes, Amazon right now. Tell people a little bit about the project and why they should check it out.
Sure. It's a stunning film that deals with two soldiers returning from Afghanistan and Iraq and how they acclimate and deal with the effects of PTSD. And I play a counselor who's helping them through it. I have to say it is It was one of the most extraordinary experiences of my career because I ended up having the privilege of working with real veterans from Vietnam, Desert Storm, Afghanistan, and Iraq, whom all shared their experiences quite generously. And while there was scripted material that we had, were intended to stick to, but we were waiting for the setups the lighting to be finished and whatnot. Everyone was just kind of sharing as they would, and we found that it was so much more real and poignant, and that we just decided to roll on it, with their permission, of course. And what happened was the day was we had scheduled much more to shoot that day, but it was going so well, and we were shooting digitally, which meant you never roll out, So we shot for like 5 hours. I mean, it was incredible what had happened.
Wow!
It was such a unique catharsis. It was such a healing experience. I'm not a trained practitioner. I just used my common sense and spoke to guys that you would who were having issues with breakups due to whatever reason, which seemed to be the biggest issue. For the most part, the relationships would be crumbling at home, because these guys were, kind of unloading everything upon their girlfriend and wives, and that was, the biggest kind of shortcoming we all discovered. Because, and the advice was simply, you can't talk to them like your counselor or mother or best friend. Let them be your girlfriend, let them be your wife, and shelter them from a lot of those details. And that was a mistake so often made, and it was kind of profound. Some of the soldiers said, Billy, it seems so simple and so logical, but no one ever told us about that, and I couldn't believe it. I'm sure there's great counselors out there at the VA or otherwise, but it was kind of shocking to, that the most kind of logical solution was somehow overlooked, and maybe that's just an isolated incident, but how the profound effects of just that exchange, and I'm talking about one of many things that we touched upon, that brought us really closer together. And all this was captured, and the film, distills the most salient points and the finest of that experience, and it's in the movie. The journey of these characters is really profound and touching and very accessible and familiar.
Yeah, it's
but, Go ahead, sorry.
I was just going to say, I mean, that's got to be, I mean, so much more profound probably than most projects. I mean, a lot of times, even in a project where you're doing some serious, research and character development stuff and, really trying to get in the heads of, what the topic of the film. I mean, this is one of those things where you're learning and you're trying to get a basis for the film, but also, I mean, really, it's just one of those things that really kind of shakes you to the core to see that these guys, go out and put their lives on the line to protect you and I so we can keep, you get to be a movie star, I get to host a radio show, we live the good life, and these guys go put their life on the line and then come back and their life is still just as traumatic as it was over there.
Jason, no truer words were spoken. You're absolutely right. And which is why when you are confronted with this kind of opportunity to at least, reach out and assist in a way, you do it. This film transcends entertainment, and as does the experience of watching it. Making it certainly did. Watching it certainly does. I would recommend it for anyone who is suffering from PTSD, knows anyone who is, or if you're just a compassionate member of society, it will cross your path. The numbers are that vast, or at least prepare you to deal with any other kind of, crisis. It is a sublime and profound piece of cinema, and really beautifully executed. So, do check it out. The title, get past it. It's a bit, repellent. Not, it's relevant, but it makes other implications. But it does reference a Native American bit of folklore, the kill hole. It sounds like something far more dastardly, and it's not. If you get past the title, you'll find something that is incredibly accessible and touching and quite beautiful.
Well, that's good. That's good to know for people that might, like you said, that might have been scared off by the title, thinking it's just a bunch of army guys gunning each other down and stuff. That there's a a real story there and some heart behind it, and something that people should definitely check out and learn a little bit more about. We are getting nonstop, aside from people thinking that the movie sounds good, nonstop people wanting to know when there's going to be more Phantom. They're demanding a sequel to the Phantom.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I would love nothing more. And I was actually talking to Christine Peters, who was one of the producers on it. And whether it's a purely cinematic recreation, or we get the rights and we're able to rock something in a hybrid form of. I won't just say animation, but there's something utilizing the technology of the day while touching upon the kind of the classic ink work of the original comic. I think there's a way to actually make all the Phantom fans quite satisfied. Ooh. And do a series of maybe short form two-reelers, or like a smaller serial, like an ongoing series. For multi-screen, multi-platform would be kind of fun.
That'd be cool. Well,
I'd love to make a movie, but
why don't
I'm cool for the fanboys.
I was just thinking, Billy, about the Netflix. Netflix is doing all that original programming and stuff now. I wonder if that might be an option there. Release 10 or 15 little short episodes on there. Where the fans can go get it if they want it. And it's a destination sort of thing. That might be an option.
No, that's the ticket. Definitely in these new platforms, it's really exciting. To build a feature around it, it's costly, it's massive, that film grew an audience after the fact. When it came out in theaters, it was up against The Rock. That was released that day. That won the day. Technically, it didn't make money on its initial release, but over the course of its exploitation and the amount of times it's aired on, the DVDs that have been rented, it has made a fortune and has, really spoken to a lot of people who like a classic comic hero. And what I love about this character, as you measure him against, the more modern offerings, which are really a bunch of sociopaths,
Yeah.
I don't know. I love the Phantom, and always will, because he liked being a superhero. It was, the guy was like a jungle lord, It's like, and no superpowers, just, he was super humane, superhuman.
Exactly. I think it's great, and I think it's awesome that, maybe there will be more there. Then with everybody wanting more Phantom, any chances of a sequel to the Titanic, or that one's probably not happening?
Only in reality. I think someone is launching a new Titanic 2 in 2016. Literally, there's a boat being made, a ship, a vessel that's setting sail in a few years. Can you imagine?
Some people. That just does not seem like the best course of action there. But the best course of action for everybody out there is to check out a very poignant, profound movie that I think really will speak to all of us. The Kill Hole is available on DVD, iTunes, and Amazon now. So check it out. Billy Zane, it's been a pleasure talking to you, sir. Thank you so much for taking the time, and best of luck with The Kill Hole and everything else you're working on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brown.
All right, bye-bye.
You will.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.